Hello and thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. I am Thomas Metal 75 and this is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. And today, from the can, we have from a relatively new brewery out of northeastern Massachusetts, which is the town next door to me in southeastern Massachusetts. Like I say, they're relatively new. They must have started their commercial production last year in 2016 at some point. They're one of those nano breweries, so they make very small amounts. They're just really at the local level. I've already opened it, but I'll pour some more into the glass. It is a New England style IPA called 5 Corners. Here it is, 5 Corners from Shoveltown Brewery. It is 6.7% alcohol by volume. Shoveltown Brewery, Inc. is on 50 Oliver Street in Easton, Massachusetts, northeastern to be exact. And looking at their tap listing menu, I didn't go there, but I had a relative that did. That brought back this beer and a growler of a American Pale Ale. Go Bills, yeah, right. They say that this beer is Chinook and Citra hops, and it is dry hopped with the Citra. So let me pour a little bit more. I'm going to pour a little bit aggressively to try to generate a head out of this one. They don't list, I don't know if maybe they do at the brewery, but on these 4-pack of cans, they don't list any dates. But I assume that because they're such a small brewery, that it's a pretty fresh beer. So the look on this one, in my Arctic Double IPA glass from Trillium, is definitely the IPA kind of a golden amber look to it. It's not quite, let me move this out of the way, it's not quite as hazy as most IPAs from New England look. It has the bone white head that you're expecting if you can, there it is. So now you can see that. And there is a little bit of snapping and crackling, but the can's been open for a little while. A little trace amounts of sediment, just kind of has a slight hazy look to it, not overly hazy. The smell for me is not New England style IPA at all. It's not even, I'm not even getting a whole bunch of, I don't even like this light. I'm not even getting a whole bunch of hoppy notes, to be completely honest. It has this almost like a Hefeweizen bubblegummy banana thing going on, which is very off kilter for not even just a New England style IPA, but an IPA in general. There could be a little bit of spicy hop in the background. Maybe there is some of the juicy notes, but not much. It's just being overpowered by this bubblegum, banana yeasty kind of a component. So let's see how it tastes on camera. This is, again, 5 Corners, New England style IPA. Cheers, everybody. I didn't see what was listed as the IBUs, unfortunately, but to go back into the beer itself, the flavor is massively that bubblegummy, banana-y kind of a note to it. It is not really screaming a good IPA, to be completely honest, guys. I mean, I might be getting, again, a little bit of the spicy hop note. There might be some white breadiness in there. Light pineapple and lemons and grapefruit. Very light on all those other things. Doing a little bit of research on the internet to try to figure out why an IPA could potentially have a bubblegummy or banana kind of flavors to it. I found a Beer Advocate forum page that mentioned that potentially the reasoning behind that is the fermentation process was much too warm and the yeast had those components. I cannot imagine that the brewers at Shoveltown Brewery intended for a New England style IPA to taste like Hefeweizen style yeast with bubblegum and banana. It's a medium style beer. It is actually pretty crisp. It would be even more crisp if I opened it live on camera. It is refreshing. You can put these down without trouble. And it's somewhat clean. I would say it's semi-dry. There is a interesting sweetness in there. A nice sweet, I would say the malt is a nice sweet bready malt. But the yeast strain is taking over. And I can't really say that I'm jumping over joy. In the grand scheme of IPAs, and especially New England style IPAs, they have not hit the mark. How would I rate this beer? I've been toying around with the C-, while drinking this a little bit earlier, while having it on Friday when this was acquired. And I think I'm going to stick, for the back of my mind, I'm going to stick with the C-. It's not a D or an F. It's not, undrinkable. It's not foul beer. I just don't think that this bubblegummy yeast note and this banana yeast note and almost no hoppy notes that jump out at you are really what the brewers intended for this beer to be. And they're trying a little bit on the mouthfeel. I don't think they have the mouthfeel quite down right. It's not that fluffy, smooth kind of a mouthfeel, although it is easy drinking. It's got more of a weird, sweet, creamy sensation to it, which is sort of throwing me off. This whole beer is sort of throwing me off. I say it's a C- because I don't think it's a very good representation of even just IPAs in general. And I don't think that it's a horrible, horrible, horrible product, but it's just, I would either have to go back to the brewery and try a sample of it again, ask the brewers there some questions, or potentially just avoid this. I have an American Pale Ale they make that's much better than this, but it still has a little bit of this bubblegummy clove banana thing that I don't think they're intending. They might need to cut back on the temperature of their boil, of their fermentation. I'm not sure what it is, but not foul beer, but certainly not great inside of its style. I hate to say Shoveltown. Maybe, I don't think it's that you got to relook at your recipe. I think you need to relook at the boil or the mash temperature, something like that. So yeah, C-. Five Corners, by the way, if nobody knows anything about Easton, Massachusetts, there's literally an intersection on the Mansfield Easton border that is called the Five Corners, and there's traffic light, and there are 5 different corners, thus 5 corners. So if anybody's had, well, no one's had this beer, so if anybody's had a really good experience with, or should I put it this way? Let me put it this way. If anybody knows what I'm talking about when it comes to, I'm getting bubble gum and like banana clove kind of tastes out of an IPA. If anybody can explain to me why, I'm guessing again that it's the fermentation is way too high of temperature. So if anyone's got an idea on that, please feel free to shout and let me know what the hell is going on with that. But C- for the Five Corners New England IPA. Till next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. Thank you for watching live Dickie's Beer Reviews, and thank you for watching live Tyler Mansell. Till next time, tasting those great beers. Cheers, and I will see you soon.